Hi team, Mr. Collier here to discuss through how we can answer our exam paper for our Level 1, Level 2 Cambridge National in Engineering Design. This is the exam paper that you will sit in May. So firstly, you will see we have 1 hour 15 minutes to complete this paper, and we need to have a ruler with us in order to be able to complete some of the questions. I would also advise that you bring yourself a black pen, a pencil, a rubber, potentially a pencil sharpener, and a set square would also be very useful. If you require any of this equipment, please do not hesitate to ask me to lend you some. You'll see the total marks available is 70, and it's over 16 pages that we will complete this work. So, you'll remember hopefully that this is split into different sections. Section A is always multiple choice. This is where you will be tested on a wide variety of topics from our syllabus, and you will simply be asked to tick the correct information. So, here, for example, which type of engineering drawing would be included with the product for after-sales support? Well, we know, don't we, that an exploded view would probably be very useful for after-sales support, as it shows how the product would go together. If we think about something like IKEA, for example, we often see exploded views, don't we, to show us how each of these components fit all together. And we have a series of these multiple choice questions asking us to talk through and discuss those different questions. You'll see it's possible for us to have to kind of pinpoint which symbols we would use. So here, for example, which symbol shows the radius of an engineering drawing? Well, this here is your radius, isn't it? It'd be really easy to confuse it with this one, which is diameter. But this one here, of course, is our radius. So I would be putting a tick in the box just there. Next, we move on to section B of our exam paper. So section B is where we do have some different styles of questions. We get these one marker questions where we are simply asked to state a piece of information. So for example, question 11 here, look, we're asked to state one product which is often produced in batches. So a batch, of course, is a group of identical products. So that could be an electronic product, for example. iPads are made in batches. They often have batch numbers on, don't they? Same for this question here. State one other product criteria found in a design specification. Well, normally we use Access FM, don't we? So it could be that I write customer here. And that would give me my 1 mark. We also quite regularly see questions like this, where we are asked to place information into a suitable table. So here, for example, we've got different manufacturing methods. We've got what we're making here, and we're asked to place this information into one of these. So, for example, blow moulding a bottle would be a forming process, so we would write forming here. A riveted toolbox would be a joining method, we would place that there. A polished aluminium tap would be a finishing method, and we would place that there. And that again will get us the 4 marks. It's also quite common for us to have to complete diagrams. This could be a block diagram, this could be a flow chart, but we're asked to either identify information from these, or we sometimes have to complete these for our examiner. The third type of question that we quite often see will be this maths-based question where we are asked to take information from a graph and convert it into a table, but we can also do it the other way. It might be that we're provided with a table and asked to convert this into a graph. Again, something that we need to be practicing in order to achieve these questions. And of course, we also have our drawing questions. These typically make up some quite big marks on our exam paper. So we can see here, for example, we are being asked to draw the top view of our spacer, and we would expect to see ultimately this going up to here, and it would look very similar to this, wouldn't it? Not forgetting that we use our guidelines to take up the key pieces of information, and we also think about things like our line technique. So we can see here, look, the example has given us these dashed lines showing us hidden details. I would expect to see those hidden details also shown here on your top view. So you're not just getting marks for drawing out the actual shape, you're getting marks for using the guidelines, making sure it's in the correct place, and for those different line types that we have to use on a working drawing. Here we've got a table from a working drawing, and we're asked to complete it. We're asked to think about the kind of information that we would have to include in the table on our orthographic drawings. So, of course, really important that we spend a good amount of time revising and looking at why we would use these orthographic drawings. And the final type of question that we tend to see on these exam papers is this extended writing task. Typically, these only go up to around 6 marks. Now here, look, we're asked to discuss the advantages and the limitations of carrying out user testing as early as possible in the design process. Now, for me here, I would want to see 2 advantages, 2 limitations, and some kind of conclusion to help me to get those 6 marks. So, for example, an advantage could be that I am gaining information directly from my client. The disadvantage might be that it's time consuming. And I would want those to be compared to each other, and then a summary at the end just saying why user testing is useful, but why it also comes with its limitations. Again, team, as we go down through here, we've got more of those single point answers that we're looking for. So on this paper, only one of those extended mark questions is necessary. So ultimately, preparing yourself for this exam involves learning as much of the content as we possibly can, because as you can see, we can be questioned or quizzed on a number of different aspects of the course. But it's also really important that we continue to practice those drawing techniques, because again, we're often able to get some really good marks from these drawing questions. I really hope this video has helped. If, of course, you have any issues with preparing for the exam, please do not hesitate to come and see me in the workshop. Thank you.